Okay, today I'm going to talk to y'all about running, and it's a really cool sport because anybody can do it, anytime, anywhere. You just need a pair of shoes and some shorts and a t-shirt, and you just go out there and you can go for as long as you want or do whatever. And I'm just going to share a few little tips that might help some people out, make it a little easier on you. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a good pair of shoes is really important. The first thing I would recommend for anybody to do is to just go to a running store where they can analyze your gait. They can do this at Fleet Feet Sports. They have one at Huntsville and Birmingham. And they have a track shack where they can do this in Birmingham. And a place called First Place Athletics in Huntsville. And so they're just going to watch you walk a few feet without your shoes on and back, and they'll be able to tell you if you run neutral, which is just your foot just lands normally, or if you pronate like I do, which is where your foot kind of rolls inward when you run, or if you supinate, which is the opposite of that, where your foot rolls outwards when you run. And this is going to just allow them to recommend the best shoe for you. And they'll give you a recommendation of several different shoes that range from like mild to moderate to severe pronation control or supination control. They have shoes that are better for flat-footed runners. And once you know this, you can get these shoes anywhere. They sell them at all kinds of sporting goods stores. You just might not know what to get if you haven't had your gait analyzed before. And they do this all for free. So that's a really helpful thing to do. You can look on runningwarehouse.com. They will tell you a lot about every shoe on there, all the pronation control, and if it's neutral or not. And then you can order them online or pick them up from any kind of sporting goods store. The second thing I'm going to talk about is form. You want to have good posture when you're running, so you want to be standing straight up. This is going to help you're not going to have back problems, and it's going to help you just be a lot stronger. And you also want to keep your head straight. A lot of people don't know that you need to keep your head pointed straight forward when you run. So if you need to look down at the ground so you don't trip, you want to keep your head straight and just kind of glance down. You don't want to point your head down like this, or you're going to be a lot weaker and it's going to be a lot harder to run the same speed. And another thing about form is your arm. You want to keep your arms straight. You want them going straight forward and backwards, because if you go side to side, you never want your arms to cross the middle of your body, because if you go side to side, you're going to throw your momentum to the left and the right every time you run, and it's just going to be a lot easier if you just keep all your momentum going forward and you go straight like this. You also want your arms to move with the opposite leg, so when your left leg comes up, you want your right arm to come up like this. And that's just going to help with balance and momentum and everything. And another thing, you want your elbow to be at about 90 degrees. You don't want to just lock it there like this, but you also don't want to be coming in like this. So just keep it about that and give it a little. And a good rule of thumb is always to get your hand from your elbow or from your pocket to your chin. So you're going to want to use about that range of motion on your arms. You don't want to be using it a lot more than that or less like this. It's just the most efficient way to do it. And you also, a lot of people say that they have sore shoulders when they run. The most common reason of that is people tighten up when they run. And what you want to do is you want to just relax and just drop your shoulders down, because a lot of people tighten up like this and they run up here, but you just want to drop your shoulders and run down here. So that'll help with shoulder soreness, and it also just, your legs can lock up if you tighten up like that. It'll just make everything a lot easier. And you also want to move your arms downwards, because if you move up, your legs can tend to lock up. So if you actually move your arm, focus more on going down, your legs don't really lock up as much. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is breathing. You want to take good deep breaths when you're running. So just take as deep breaths as you can. You just want to inhale and exhale. And a good tip for this is you want to breathe through your belly and not your chest, because if you breathe through your chest, you're not going to be able to get in nearly as much air. And so what happens when you shorten your breath is you're going to shorten your stride, your legs aren't going to be moving as far, and you're not going to get as much oxygen to your muscles, and it's just going to be a lot harder to run the same pace. And that's about it. So hopefully y'all learned something, and maybe it'll help y'all out the next time y'all run. Thanks.